One of basic building blocks of efficient work in Studio One is good logistics. It starts with audio interface setup, where I do recommend not to use factory standard, but adjust and modify it for each song, in particular number of inputs and outputs, and if possible also its names. I'm planning to use 5 inputs for 5 microphones and 2 output stereo channels. Next step where we can be more efficient is when adding tracks. Here also, by smart strategy, we can save a lot of time and hassle later in the process. For example, when I use more than one microphone, I always create a group of tracks with same name followed by dash, and Studio One will create tracks and name files in the computer as per the group name, modified with number following the dash. Here I also pick the number and type of tracks, write color, map input sources and decide to pack new tracks. And here is the result. Packed folder with tracks inside, each with propagated name and ascending number. Now I will just add bus to selected packed folder and Studio One will create bus with the same name. Done. Next is the coloring of tracks and faders. I can colorize tracks control panels and fader panels by checking these options, or I can work with standard track control panels and faders and only colored marker ribbon on each channel and fader. I do prefer colored tracks and faders, so these 2 options are in my songs always checked. I'm also trying to have regular color coding, so whenever I open my song, guitars are always red, bass always blue and drums always yellow. It also saves some time during editing and mixing. Let me just check which color I do like more for our project. And blue it is. Apart from very detailed naming of channels and tracks, I've been always adding notes with details like mic type and position, distance from source, type and setting of guitar amp, etc. to each track. I've been relying on MNotepad from Melda Production, free, great and useful plugin for many years. The only downside was that to read notes, you had to open each plugin individually. This takes a bit more time, but it is always time well invested. Studio One version 4 is making also this much more efficient with new info window. Open the inspector window by pressing F4 or by clicking on symbol I in top left corner of main window. Then you click on Notepad symbol and here is the new info window. New tab is Track Notes, where you can write down notes to every track, every input channel and every output channel. Middle tab is Song Notes, which I use to keep track who performed on which instrument and so on. The Song Info tab is usual suspect, Song Info window well known from previous versions. Here we update name of the artist and song, artist website, comments and cover picture. All these will be part of exported song file, so-called file metadata, including the cover art. The great advantage of new Track Notes function is that you can hide it or show it for all channels and inputs and outputs by checking the option. You need notes, they are visible. You don't need them, they are hidden. Easy, right?